How we doing, guys? Welcome to the player ratings. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. Have I calmed down a bit since yesterday? I'm still furious about that goal, man. It's like, come on, seriously. But I'm not going to sit here and go over it again and again and again. It's done. There's nothing we can do about it. They're not going to replay the match. We can't rewind. It's done. And we need to take a look at ourselves, and we need to take a look at, the performance in general. We need to take stock of what happened in the game. Did we deserve to win over the course of the 90 minutes if you take that goal out? Probably not, to be quite honest with you. Did it have a bearing on the rest of the game? Yes, it possibly did. We don't know how things would have panned out if it would have still been 0-0 at that time. I don't feel that Newcastle were any threat to us. I thought we was very much in control of the game, but there just was no penetration. There was no cutting edge. There was nothing in the final third. There was just really, really poor play. And like I said, we've just got to look at ourselves from that. One shot on target all game. Even in the 8 minutes of injury time when it's all hands to the pump and I felt that we were very much on the front foot, we weren't really testing the goalkeeper. Well, we didn't test the goalkeeper. We just didn't do anything. And it was lots of corners and, kind of stuff in and around the box and getting crosses in. But Newcastle are very strong with crosses, so it's like, it's one of those. At the end of the day, we've got to dust ourselves off before the Champions League game in midweek, and then we've got a nice run of fixtures in the Premier League. But for too long now this season, I've been sitting there saying it's not clicking, something's not right, and we miss Granit Xhaka and the way he plays that role. Mate, listen, who would have thought a couple of years ago that everybody would be saying we miss Granit Xhaka, but we miss him terribly. We miss Thomas Partey sitting at that base and being able to break those lines, and him and Declan Rice would be unbelievable, but we're not able to do that. And I feel there's probably two players that can probably hold their head up from the game yesterday, and that's about it, to be honest with you. It wasn't good all round. So let's go and get into the player ratings. Starting off in goal, David Raya. It's a very interesting one. I feel again he was poor on a cross for the goal. And I just don't see how he's an upgrade on Aaron Ramsdale right now. I just don't see it. I really don't. His kicking wasn't as bad as it has been, but, goalkeepers are going to be judged in the same way that strikers are judged when they don't score goals. So David Raya for me gets a 5 for that performance. Next up, Ben White. Don't think he done too much wrong, but at the same time didn't really offer anything going forward. I feel that he could have shut down the cross when, the goal that was scored. I feel he kind of just slowed himself down a bit and obviously presumed that, the goal kick was going to be given with the ball going out of play, and you kind of got to play to the whistle, ain't you? But Ben White, I'd say for me probably a 6 for that performance. William Saliba, a player that can hold his head up. He is without a doubt a Rolls Royce. He is superb, immense, dealt with everything, comfy, just really, really effortless with William Saliba. He is superb. And he gets an 8 for that performance. Next up, Gabriel, not as good as Saliba. He was, of course, involved in that moment with the goal. He's fouled. It's 2 hands on his back. If you've ever played the game, okay, this is when you can go on social media, look at loads of comments, and you can tell who has never kicked ball in their life. The reason why Gabriel was already ducking, and I wouldn't even say ducking, but bending down, is because he was already in the motion to flick the ball over his head. You know what was behind him? He knew he couldn't head back into the danger zone, and he knew he was too close to his goal to try and head over the goal. because of the flight of the ball. So the natural thing to do is to go down and flick behind. And obviously he's not been able to lift and do the flick because he's got two hands on his back. It's been pushed down even further. It's a foul. It's as simple as that. If you've played football, you will understand it. If you've not, just stop watching. I would say, interesting. I'd say a 6. To be fair, that's what I'll give him. Next up, Tomiyasu. Done some good moments, but at the same time, I just don't feel he gets forward. It's a difficult one. I think that, yeah, he should be starting ahead of Zinchenko at the moment, but it's a catch-22. I think he works so well there when you've got a really dangerous player for the opposition on that flank. But I don't feel that Newcastle really had anything. It's a tough one. I'd say a 6 as well for Tomiyasu. Next up, Jorginho. I don't think he really done a lot wrong, to be quite honest with you. But at the same time, I just feel that everything's a little bit slower in there. Seemed to be the target of Guimaraes. Got smacked in the face with a forearm. Got pushed over, like, from behind and told to get up. Like, how on earth VAR never got involved in any of that or done anything? He should have had about 5 yellow cards yesterday. Horrible, horrible little runt. So, Jorginho, yeah, I'll probably say a 6, to be honest with you. Next up, Bukayo Saka. Poor game. Hasn't looked right since he's come back from his injury, whether he's carrying it. Something's not right. And he was very, very, very poor yesterday. Again, he was poor. I'm going to give him a 5 for that performance. It was poor. Next up, what we got next? I'm trying to think now. Couldn't even remember for a second here. Declan Rice, sorry. Absolutely immense. Absolutely immense. What a player. I'm bored of saying it every single video now, how good he is. He gets better and better and better and better. It's as simple as that. He gets a 9 for his performance. He was immense. It's very, very, very simple. Next up, we have Kai Havertz. And I feel that was one of Kai Havertz's better performances. I actually didn't think he done, anything wrong yesterday. I thought he had a good game, to be quite honest with you. I thought he was all right. There's a lot of talk about the tackle. Again, it's another one. If you've played the game, you'll understand it. The ball looks like it's going to be cleared. Kai Havertz is running sideways on, and he's, leaned forwards with one foot to try and block. The cross, the pass, ball down the line, whatever you want to call it, is obviously gone a split second before Havertz is there. Havertz has carried on. It's the momentum, and his trailing leg, which is on the floor, has then hit the Newcastle player. It's a yellow card. It's not a red card. A millimetre before, he blocks the ball out, and nobody says a word. If he was directly on the player, and his foot that he was going to block with smashes the player, I get it. That's out of control and reckless, and it would be a red card. But it's not. His first, foot that he's gone with is never going to hit the Newcastle player. It's in front of him. And at the time of when he pulls his leg back to strike the ball, it's a big distance between it, and then he follows through. It's like when a player kicks the underneath of a player's foot as he follows through when clearing. It's accidental. Havertz's intention was to stop the ball. It's as simple as that. Trailing leg was what caught him. It's a yellow card. Move on. Learn the game. Learn the game. But yeah, I'll give Kai Havertz a 7. I thought it was a decent enough performance from him. I ain't got a problem with that. Martinelli looked more lively than Saka, but again, never really done a lot. I'll just about give him a 6, and that's being generous. Next up, Eddie Nketiah. just another poor performance. Talk about a penalty first half. Yeah, his shirt was pulled. It's one of them, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, isn't it? But Eddie Nketiah 5. Not a great performance for me. Not a great performance at all. And I can't say much more than that. In terms of the substitutions, came on a little bit too late to really mark any of them. But Vieira still annoys me with what he was doing. He's taking his time with everything. Like we were winning. Hello? Hello? Seriously. Mikel Arteta. I think the lineup was fine. But the way we're playing's not. That's the problem. Arteta gets a 6 for me. Referee. Ooh, The referee, I'll probably give a 5. I think that's where VAR needs to help him. There's so much going on there. It's not his decision. You know, I know his decision is originally to give the goal, but, you know, he can't see the ball go out of play. He can't tell whether there's, you know, a foul. And that's where VAR should be helping him and saying, listen, you've missed this one here. He's got 2 hands on his back. You wouldn't have seen it. You're on the blind side, etc., etc. So I get it. But I'd say a 5. If it's VAR, 0. Simple as that. So, listen, there we go. That is it for the player ratings. As usual, let me know in the comment section whether you agree or disagree. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.